Mhm. So it's been a couple months since the first meeting with Duke. What kind of stood out to you about how that game transpired, and where do you guys need to be better in order to come away with the win the second time?
Yeah, that game was kind of hard to watch because I think that was about a second or third conference game, and we are a completely different team at this point. So are they. So are they. They're playing really well. But for us, offensively, we look night and day. We defended them pretty well here, but we've just grown and matured so much. So it wasn't a lot that we could take from that game defensively, maybe some, but and I'm sure Duke, when they watched it, probably the same thing because they didn't play all that well either. But they're playing really confident. If you look at their scores, or I don't know if you're watching their games, but their defensive side of the ball has clicked. I think her players have bought into her style and understand the philosophy because they're holding teams to 40-something points or 50-something points here. So in order to beat them, you gotta score. They're really really elite defenders, and they put a lot of pressure on you. So offense is definitely a key, but we also have to be able to defend them because they can, they have versatile players. They're all big. Guards are big. They can do multiple things.
You mentioned confidence there. The win over Louisville on Sunday was the third road win in a row for you guys. I think the second time you've beaten a ranked team on the road this season. What kind of confidence does that give your team as you go into another tough road game?
Yeah, I mean, for sure it gives us confidence. I like that we're peaking at the right time and we're, coming together, and we're just playing with joy and playing together. But at the same time, we're going into another environment that's really tough to play in. Obviously, Louisville was a really hard environment. There was like 10,500 fans there, so that was great to have that right before this one. But Cameron's a little different, and some of our players that have been there know that, and they're trying to prepare people for that. But so yeah, I think we have a lot of confidence right now, but at the same time, we got to stay focused. At any given time, any team in this conference can beat any team, and I truly believe that, and we've seen that through the course of our season. So we just have to lock into the game plan, and like I said, we can't get rattled by their pressure.
Yanza had missed a few games earlier this season in concussion protocol. Now she's missed a couple games again. Is that a similar injury, and do you expect her to be out for a long period?
Yeah, I don't know the length of time, but it is. I mean, she's still in concussion protocol. She's had a hard time with that, and we're just trying to make sure she's okay. And she is doing fine. She was at practice yesterday, but you got to take those things very serious and make sure first and foremost their health is all right.
You talked about confidence. Kamura Johnson, she's playing very confident right now. I think it's the second time she's been AC Rookie of the Week.
Mm-hmm.
How much have you seen her grow, and what is the part of her game that you feel like she has the most growth during this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's grown all around. She's completely evolved as a player, but confidence is one, but then also just a commanding presence. I think our players all look to her now for leadership, for composure, poise, but then also to get us organized, understand. She's really an extension of me on the floor, and I just told her that the other day. I was like, I really think we're starting to click. You're understanding, what I'm thinking, and play-wise, or just even defensive coverages and things like that. So she's just grown. I mean, that's a hard position to play as a first year, and the only thing that's gonna kind of expedite the maturation process of that is experience. And she's had a lot of it this year, and so she's not playing like a first year at all. And I'm really proud of her growth.
I know it's one game at a time, but senior day is approaching too. And as coming into a new program last year, you relied on these veterans to help the kind of program buy in. How important have these 5 seniors been to help people buy into your message and help you with the process?
Yeah, I mean, they've been really important. I think, everybody, especially when you come in as new coach and coaching staff, it's important that everybody buys in. So, sometimes it's not just the seniors, but these seniors have been through a lot, and I'm happy to see that they were able to have a little bit, the ones that were here when I got here, have a little bit of success, last year, the way we started, and then this year, the way we're finishing, and hopefully continue to finish that way. But no, they've been a big part of the building process of this program, and we'll definitely celebrate them on Sunday. And I think the senior celebration is after the game because we have quite a few that we're going to talk about, and we don't want to shortchange them. We want to give them their moment.
Jillian had 11 points on Sunday. What kind of lift is she giving you guys from the bench?
Yeah, it's what we've seen from her in practice and what we've known from the recruiting process, what she could bring. I think she struggled with a little bit of confidence early, but, she's coming into her own, and she's somebody who can stretch the defense to the 3. She's a slasher. She can bring it in transition, but she's a defender and a rebounder. So kind of impacts the game on both sides of the ball. And we knew that this was coming. It just took a while for it to click for her. But I'm just really happy that she's kind of finding her stride now.
And earlier you said you think your team is peaking right now. Obviously, you can kind of see that from the results. But outside of that, what is it specifically about their game or what you see in practice maybe that leads you to think that?
Yeah, I mean, I think our focus, our confidence is definitely probably as high as it's been all season. But then, just our togetherness. It's not like they were always together off the court. We've had a good group. It's a lot of camaraderie, family. Everybody loves each other. But learning how each other plays, learning what kind of shots people need, when to get them the ball. So we have rebounding coverage, just things like that. Just learning each other, I think, has been the biggest part of our growth. And so now we kind of understand where people are going to be. We understand who needs a little extra help or backup on defense. We kind of understand each other. So I just think that it's all coming together.
That was kind of about what I was going to ask, but what do you attribute to this streak here where you've won 4 of the last 5?
Yeah, I mean, kind of the same stuff I was just talking about, but I guess at the core of it is just resiliency. Our players, they never stop believing, they never stop trusting the process. They stayed in the fight, they stayed, committed to their grind. They live in the gym, working on their individual crafts. Watching more film, just wanting to get better. They understood that progress is a process, and we're not there yet. We've had a really good stretch right now. There's 2 games left in the regular season before the ACC tournament, and we need to finish strong. So, of course, we're excited that it's starting to turn around, but my thing is just stay focused, stay locked in. Yes, we're kind of hitting our stride, but at any given time, somebody can knock you right off. So, and we've been there, and we want to stay on the winning side of things. So it's not about like getting too high, like, hey, we won a couple games. It's just like, okay, we're starting to understand it. It's starting to click. Let's just stay focused.
You mentioned hitting your stride. As a coach, what's your philosophy about the idea of momentum? Some people say it has no effect whatsoever. It's difficult to quantify both within a game and for a season in its entirety. What are your thoughts on momentum? Is it real? And when you win 4 out of 5 games, does that give you an edge going into the next one?
I think for sure, for any team, it gives you a little bit of confidence. It gives you a little bit more hope and focus and want to, because now you've seen some of your hard work pay off. And so I think our players are having a little bit of that, and it's like they're excited for the next game. And we're just getting comfortable. Like I said, we have some young kids. We do have some older kids too, but everybody's pretty much young in our system because I haven't been here this long. So, things are just starting to come together. But I always talk about confidence because that's a big thing, and we saw it early with in non-conference with our shooting woes and all that, and now we've been pretty solid. But confidence comes from preparation, and we've always been pretty prepared, but we're having really, really good practices now. And even before some of these games that we dropped, even in conference, our practices were a little up and down, and we were just trying to get everybody to stay focused for the whole length of practice because that's how our games were. Our games were up and down. We had a bad quarter here. Maybe first quarter, maybe third quarter, whatever it is. And now we're having way more consistency in practice. And I think I truly believe that carries over and translates to games. And leadership is stepping up and things like that. So, like I said, it's all a work in progress. I'm really excited about our growth and these wins that we've been putting together, and I just want us to keep going. All right, thank you. Appreciate it.